All right, so we have something exciting today. I'm excited for this because I always love unboxing. I have a first impressions video. This is sent to me by What Geek, and this is the Anbernic RG557. So I'm excited to see this because I think that I got the white color, which is going to be really cool. Yeah. All right, so this is the RG557, the Anbernic RG557. This was sent to me by What Geek. So thank you very much, What Geek. I will leave all the details in the description below. And here is the unboxing. So, gigantic box. Ooh, I have the white color. All right, before I show you the device, here is the 128 SD card. We got some screen wipes because there's a screen protector down there. That's pretty cool. We got the user manual, which I'm not going to look at. If I need to, I'll look at it later. Some thumbstick caps, so that's kind of cool. And they look like they're made of silicone. So if you can see that, there's two black, two white, and same pattern on both of them. So that'll be cool. I'll check those out, see how those feel. And this is the cord. Got your standard USB-C to USB-A cable, no brick. So we got the box out of the way. Here is the device. Oh, look, Cosmo. There's a cat toy for you. How very cool. All right. Look at that. That's very cool. Nice. Now, I do have the 556 somewhere in my crazy shelf behind me, so I may look at that just a little bit later in this video. So the plastic is matte, and that feels very nice. I really like the plastic on this. This feels very nice. Oh, D-pad. From what I remember, the D-pad, this feels just a tiny bit different. I remember the D-pad, I think it was a little sloped. I'll have to definitely check that. Now, it is a little slick, which is strange. I wish they would have used the plastic. Obviously, they can't use the casing plastic for it. The thumbsticks are almost comically small. What is going on here? So I think that's why they sent thumbstick caps. We got the same buttons on the front. That's a home button. I'm assuming that's your Anbernic launcher because I think that's what it was before. There's a select and there's a start, and then the buttons. They really didn't change anything on this as far as how this is built. It's just going to be the stuff on the inside. It's just basically going to be the hardware and the software on it. Right off the bat, I can see the rattle of the L1 and R1 buttons just a little bit. They're a little loose. So, oh, they didn't change the triggers. I wish these would have been a little more of a full trigger. Had that. They really didn't change anything on this. They did change the color. They didn't have a white edition for the 5.6. They had a transparent blue and a black. I have the black edition. I wish I would have had the transparent blue because it just looked way better. The black was a little boring. So on the top, we have, along with your shoulder buttons, we have a power button, we have a volume button. I have a cat that wants to get into the frame. Seriously, buddy. Fan, intake fan, or outflow fan, and then LED indicator, volume buttons, power buttons, got your shoulder buttons and everything. So tiny. These are so tiny. Now on the bottom, we have downward firing speakers. Again, same that was on the original. On the 5.6, we got your headset jack and your USB-C charging. And then here's where our SD card goes. We have our fan. We have some screws and just the model number, the insignia. I can read that the battery is 3.8 volt. It's a 5500 milliamp hour battery. Right off the top of my head, I don't remember what the 556 was. I'm assuming it's right around there. Maybe it's a little bit better, hopefully. So, and yeah, that's basically it. So it feels really nice in the hands. I will say that that's one thing that I loved about the 5.56. It was so comfy, and I actually kind of preferred it over the Retro Pocket 4 Pro at the time, even though that it was a little bit less power. But with me, it's ergonomics, and ergonomics in a screen. I mean, I know that some people, and you can argue in the comments, some people, if you saw that was from last year. So, but yeah, it just depends. So anyway, actually, I am going, before I pop in the SD card, let's check out this crazy McDonald's case. Look at this thing. This is like, it looks like it's made from McDonald's. Like maybe is Ronald McDonald gonna pop out of this thing? Or it's like mustard and ketchup. I don't know. Anbernic is so funny and so weird. There's some sort of weird, okay. They apparently wanted to emboss this and there was a sticker over it. Okay, whatever you need to do, Anbernic. So plastic case, I don't think that this would be waterproof by any means, but it'll definitely protect it. And I appreciate that. Something this big, you definitely need a case. So there we go. It just goes right into it. And it's got a little lanyard on it that looks like you can, oh, here's the lanyard. And then you can change it. So I guess this is a lanyard, but a wrist strap. So you can hold on to it very closely. It says Anbernic right here on the zipper. On both zippers, there's 2 zippers, and that's about it. So that's nice. I like that there's a case. I definitely do. So what's weird, what is this? This weird little flap thing, I don't think it doesn't even open. This is just this weird little piece, and I think it just covers the top of it. Maybe it just, I don't know what it does. I don't think it knows what it does either. So, whatever. Anyway. Maybe it goes, it's gotta, no, because then it doesn't fit. Whatever. Anyway, so that's the case. All right, let's check out these. Let's put the black on there. These are going to be a little weird and hard to get on. It's a little bit of a chore. I guess that feels a little bit better. The caps make them a little bit bigger, so that's pretty cool. Look at that. That's so bizarre. It's just so tiny. I will definitely get out the 5X and show you what the joysticks look like. Because my thumb just like covers it. I don't have big hands. And oh, Nick, you're sometimes so funny. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna boot this up. Ooh, we got some joystick lights automatically. Choose your language. Yes, please, English. And then the Wi-Fi settings. Okay, that I have my Wi-Fi on there, the system's loading, configuration files. Please do not reboot or shut down. Danger, Will Robinson. Oh, look, we have all of the pretty Anbernics. So the fan, really quick. These are the fan speeds. Stop, auto, cool, strong, and custom. So I guess I'll leave it on auto. That's what it was actually shipped with, so that's auto. That's cool. Strong. And then custom is whatever you end up setting it. And then stop, obviously. I'm assuming that they probably already pre-configured RetroArch for this. The only thing that I did was I scanned the SD card and loaded that into RetroArch, but I'm playing this directly from RetroArch because this is CPS Capcom 2. So I don't know if there was an actual standalone core on the screen, but anyway. So it's not recognizing the joysticks, which isn't uncommon, but the D-pad, it's making me use the D-pad then, and the D-pad's a little slippery, so it's not terrible, but it's just a little, that's going to take a little bit of getting used to. And you can see I'm still loading it. RetroArch is still scanning it, so that's why there's that message on the screen. All right, so we can, that's what I'm doing, I'm scanning. All right, so down here, let's see if it actually, no, it probably doesn't have anything just yet. No, I don't want to run Twilight Princess. Let's go. Oh no, it doesn't have Castlevania 1. That's okay. Oops. Oh my god. Why isn't that running? And now it's frozen. All right, cool. Oh, that looks nice and widescreen. This looks very nice in widescreen. Now, the big thing with this device is the PWM, if I'm saying that correctly. I'll put it on the screen if I said that wrong. I'm going by memory. But the PWM, which it's LCD, the screen, it's not LCD, it's an OLED screen. It flickers, and sometimes if you're susceptible to that, it can mess with your eyes. And I thought for sure that I was going to see this, but so far I don't see it. So hopefully I don't see it, and that would be nice because this is a very nice screen so far. So I don't know why I keep wanting to hit the joysticks. Well, I don't like how it does that with the widescreen. I might have to turn that off. Oops, really? I wonder if that's doing it. All right, hang on. I found the 5.6. So really the big thing, I just wanted to... You okay over there? My cat's sneezing. I thought that it looks really similar now that I'm seeing everything, but the sticks are a little bit bigger. The D-pad is pretty much the same. I thought that it was more concave on the inside, and it's not. The buttons though, the buttons are a little bit, they feel a little bit bigger. Like taller, if that makes sense. Maybe they're not. Maybe this is the exact same handheld, except for these sticks. What? So I forgot that I changed out the sticks. But so these sticks were actually sent to me from Agnes, and they are Ghoulie Kit sticks, 24.8. But here are the original sticks that I have, 24.2, right? 24.2, 24.8 are the Agnes sticks. They're a little bit bigger. And 22.3. So that's definitely a substantial amount less. So no wonder. They're definitely smaller than regular Switch style joysticks. So I feel like that might be my only complaint, really. Other than they didn't change literally anything on this except for the color and maybe the shell. I feel like this isn't as smudgy as the black, so I don't know if that's just because of the color, but everything is as identical as it can be. All the inputs are exactly where they are supposed to be. There's nothing on the back. That's funny. Let's do the buttons. I didn't do the buttons, sorry. New buttons are 17.8, 17.9, and these are 17.4. So these are just slightly smaller. Can't tell. I don't know if I can't measure how tall they are. So it's just the sticks and the screen because they have the weirdo screen that's on there. So that's it. That's all that's changed, which is bizarre because it's, come on, Anbernic. I guess everybody liked it. I felt like these shoulders, L2 and R2 buttons, they could have made them a little bit more angled, a little bigger, maybe wider, so to speak. They're short, they are large, the depth is decent, but I just wish that there was just a little bit more on the edge. So everything, I wouldn't change the power button, I wouldn't change the volume button. The buttons are not bad. They are just a little different. They're not super mushy, but they're okay. They're actually not, they feel the same, honestly. They do. So they must be the same, almost. The D-pad is slick on both of them. I guess maybe I just had this worn in. It feels like the D-pad is a little, no, maybe it isn't. It's not stiffer. Never mind. I was going to say it was stiffer, but it's not. The only, really, hardware-wise, I would just say, other than screen having that weird flicker, if you do see it, and I will check. I don't know if that was fixed with the software update that came out, but really it's the sticks. I would say it's the sticks. There would be a couple things that I would possibly change. I'm not a super huge fan of downwards firing speakers. I'd probably throw them up here, but I understand maybe they couldn't do that just because of the case. I opened the 5.56 up several months ago, last year sometime, and I threw these sticks in there. I know that there's not a whole lot of room once I got in there, so I understand that. But other than that, I'm happy that they kept the ergonomic grips on it. You don't really need your own ergonomic grips. So just the sticks. I don't really know. I don't know what they were thinking there. So so there we go. Now we do have everything is pre-configured. Oh, weird. We have Aptoide and the Google Play Store. That's a little funky. Aptoide, if you don't know, if you don't have a Google certified device, or if you don't have the Play Store on a device, you can use Aptoide and possibly get some extra apps and things like that. They don't have everything. It's not great. And they already preloaded all of the emulators, which is weird. And I guess okay for somebody if you are brand new to this scene and maybe this is your first handheld, so that's cool for a new user. I personally, if you have the ability and you have the knowledge and you are okay with doing it, I would wipe the device first and get rid of all of this and use your own thing. But we'll talk about that later. I'll probably have a second video on this because I believe that there's a software update on this that, let's actually see. Before I do that, let's check the software update. You can see that the version is at the end of April. So I think that there was one that came out last month in May. We'll see if that goes through. Oh, we have the latest version. So there's that. But you can see that that is the firmware over-the-air update that you can do. And let's see. You have all of your emulators. Pretty much everything that you could ever want, except for secret console that we won't talk about. Actually, by the time this video is launched, I believe the Secret Console 2 is going to be actually launched, because I think that launches tomorrow. I didn't get one. Not just yet. Not ready. Alright. And, oh, usually that button doesn't do anything. So that's your home or back, which I'm not in anything, because if you go, yeah, see, home or back. And that's weird. Where is, I guess Anbernic got a, what's this? Interesting. We're going to say no to that. I don't know what that is. Alright, we got a gamepad tester. I will just go ahead and show you that. L2, R2. That was fun. I don't see that there is a launcher for Anbernic. That's kind of goofy. I guess I'm happy for it, but also I thought that they would have one on here. Yeah, I'm almost positive that they had that on the 5.6. Interesting. Oh, I don't like that. Also, this is touchscreen, which is very cool, just like the previous one. Where is RetroArch? Oh, there it is. Yes. Oh, we have all the cores downloaded. Let's see if they have the ones that I want to use. So I'm just going to check that. Looks like they downloaded practically everything. Oh, good, they have Pico Drive. Right, we're going to pause because this is weird. Okay, so I took a few minutes, actually more than a few minutes, it was like an hour. RetroArch was being goofy. I was trying to upload the, trying to scan the directories on the SD card just so everything would be in there because it's just all a mess. Typically in a first impressions video, I don't want to install too much on here because I wanted to give you more of a right out of the box experience, just so you, the user, know what you're going to get when you open it up. I did sign into Google Play and I downloaded the Epic Game Store, and so I'm playing Rocket League right now, Rocket League Sideswipe, and the sticks are just a little weird. They're just they are so tiny, just so tiny. I wish that they were bigger somehow. So yeah, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's working. It's just, it's a lot to get used to, if that makes sense. So the good news is that there's a new season of Rocket League Sideswipe, and they brought back Heatseeker, which is one of my favorites. The bad news is I'm noticing just that these sticks are a little, not what I'm used to. So it took quite a few games to really understand it and notice it. And yeah, it's weird. I understand why they give you the caps now, I guess. The screen, however, is just, it's beautiful. It really is. And I'm not noticing, so far, I am not noticing, the PWM, the flickering that's supposed to happen. I'm not noticing that on the screen. So I thought that I was susceptible to it. So that's kind of cool. The buttons are okay. I feel like overall, except for the weirdo little tiny baby sticks that they have on this device, which you can fix with some joystick caps, these are okay. These seem to help a little bit. I feel like you should get, if you know that you like bigger sticks, you probably should get some bigger caps, maybe that they're raised a little bit, and that would help you greatly. Look at this weird. This is the GBA emulator that they have. Like, what? What is this? No. So much no. Okay, so now with the screen, now this is a great, big, awesome OLED screen. However, and I can actually see it in the camera that I'm using right now, and you're probably going to see in the footage, I can see the flicker. There's what's called PWM Flicker. Some people are sensitive to this. Now, while playing it, I didn't notice it. I'm the person that I'm super susceptible to all sorts of things because I have a weird stigmatism in my eye and everything. So I thought for sure I was going to be able to notice it. I didn't. But take all of this with a grain of salt. If you are sensitive to this bizarre flicker that you probably see here in the video right now, it's up to you whether you wanted to get this device or not. Now, I know that they've been trying to come out with software updates for this. I don't know if that's going to be a fix because I believe that that's actually embedded in the hardware in the screen, and I don't know if you can fix that with software, but we'll see. So Anbernic is aware of it, and we'll see if they come out with some sort of fix for it. Now, I will say that a lot of people were saying that the more that you turn up the brightness, the less that you see of it. So maybe keep that in mind. But it's just bizarre. I don't know why you would come out with... You had to have known that that panel gave PWM flickering. Another thing that I did want to go over, there is an app, the Rixel app. So I will say, for the new users out there, maybe this is a good thing for you. However, with the rest of us in the community, this is pretty much frowned upon. We don't want this to be a thing. This is basically where you can download your own ROMs right to the device. And however convenient that is, it's kind of a no-no. You don't really do that. So I understand that emulation is a whole gray area of grayness and craziness, but when you're throwing an actual app on there that just lets you do things like that, that's just, you're asking for trouble, and I don't know. There's lots of things you can say about that, so I won't go on a whole diatribe of it. Leave all your comments below on it. I wish they wouldn't have done that. Again, maybe for the new user out there that you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, and maybe this was thrown in your lap, maybe, I don't know. But also it came with games anyway, so whatever. End rant there. As far as the chip is concerned, I do appreciate that they are using a better chip and it's newer. However, it's almost too new that while it's powerful, it's not completely tested just yet. So there were a couple things that I have seen and I've been reading about in the community that Switch emulation, some PS2, especially PS2, there isn't an actual emulator that is completely updated right now. EtherSX2 is not being supported by the developer anymore. There's a couple forks out there, EtherXS2, tongue twister, but with it not actually being completely supported, it's not going to have support for a newer chip. So I don't know why. I appreciate that there's a better chip in here than there is in the 556, but why didn't you just go with the Snapdragon? Snapdragon is very widely used. It's in phones, and so I just feel Snapdragon would be way more compatible with everything. So I'm not exactly sure what their thinking was with that, but it's not absolutely terrible as far as it does work. It's a little bit faster, but we might just have to see where all the emulators, they might need to be updated to support this specific chip. Now, tiny gripe, and this is par for the course, but the fan on this did seem really loud at times. Now, granted, I didn't have it in complete performance mode or have the fan on all the time, but when I did turn it on and it was running full blast, you can hear it's a little loud. You might not be able to hear it just because I'm outside right now. So yeah, I would have liked to see some bigger joysticks, obviously, on this device. Front-facing speakers would have been cool. As much as I like that they stayed with the original design, it would have been nice if they maybe would have spiced it up just a little bit. Anyway, so this is just the first impressions. I will have another video out on this device on the 557, more of a full review, just me having a little bit longer. I'm also going to test some secret console or Switch games, and we'll see. Because with the Dimensity chip, with the issues with the emulators, I just want to see what I can end up getting running on here. But what I like to do with the full first impressions is just run what is on this device right out of the box. That way, the new user that you're getting this right out of the box, you understand what you're getting, basically. So, and with my full review, if you want to see any specific games, whether it's PS2, Wii, anything else, GameCube games, throw those down in the comments below, and I will definitely try to get to those and try to test those and show them on the next video. But it's not a bad device. There's a couple things that I wish were a little bit different, but we'll see. Oh, the other thing, I am going to try to find some bigger or taller joystick caps and see if that will change the size of these little baby tiny joysticks. And maybe I'll like this a little bit better. So, and anything else that you want to see, definitely throw that in the comments below. But not a bad handheld, and that's about it. So, as always, thanks for watching. Stay awesome, everyone, and go play some games. I think that I love you. I love you so much. You were totally in my shot. Can you please move? Thank you. Good day to you, sir. I said good day. I think Cosmo and Steve are going to have their own show pretty soon. Would you like that, Steve?
Correction. It'll be my show. The cat can be my sidekick.
Cool. He's back there.
You interrupted my nap. Hey, can we get pizza tonight?